Hello. So the formal letter is the next thing we're going to be talking about. The objectives of a formal letter, it is a transactional letter. By transactional, I mean you want the other person to do something. You're writing because you want something from the other person. Okay? These are 4 typical examples of a formal letter that you might get in your exam. The first one is an application for a job, very typical, for a scholarship. Okay, the second one is a letter of complaint. Something went wrong, so you were promised something and it wasn't satisfied, so you have to complain. To request for information is another typical one. And the last one is to make suggestions. Okay, to make suggestions. These are all transactional letters. Okay, this is an example, something that you might get in your exam. It's a job application you're going to be writing. You see this advertisement in the local newspaper. It's for a clothes shop who is looking, which is looking for an assistant to work in the store. You can see that it gives you 4 bullet points. It says applicants must be, it gives you the age, 18 to 30. It gives you some characteristics, patient, friendly, good interpersonal skills, ability to make a sale. And at the bottom it says the style must be appropriate, saying why we should consider you for the job. Obviously the important thing there is to treat all 4 bullet points equally. You have to cover them in your letter and you have to treat them with equal importance. Okay, the style, it has to be appropriate. It has to be appropriate. We're thinking formal writing, okay? Let's have a look at the structure. The structure is, like any letter, of course, we begin with a greeting. A formal greeting, it's if you don't know the name of the person you're writing to, it would be dear sir or dear madam. Okay? If you do know the name, of course, it's dear Mr. Smith, dear Mrs. Jones. Okay? The greeting affects the sign-off, because if you know the name and you write dear Mr. Smith, you should finish the letter with yours sincerely. Okay? If you don't know the name of the person you're writing to and you begin dear sir or dear madam, you should end the letter yours faithfully. Okay? So you should remember this little formula. All right, try to remember that formula. The opening paragraph, you should say, okay, straight into it. Why are you writing? Okay, so if it's a job application, you should say where you saw the job application, when you saw it, and the fact that you are interested in the job. What I mean by that is the opening paragraph, you must begin directly by saying why you are writing, okay? The main content, of course, depends on the letter you have to write. Okay, but here, of course, if you remember, you'd be talking about why you're the perfect candidate for the job, that you're the right age, that you have an ability to make a sale, that you're a persuasive person, you're friendly, your personal skills, your interpersonal skills make you perfect for the job. So you have to write about that in the main content. The closing paragraph in this type of letter, you should always say what you expect the person to do. You expect to hear from the person. So the typical way is to say something like, I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you. This is the perfect way to end this type of letter. It's very formal, and you want them to answer you as quickly as possible with news of whether you are successful or not, whether they give you an interview or not. I am available for an interview at your earliest convenience. There are lots of lovely little phrases you can use in the closing paragraph. And then the sign-off. We talked about it before. It depends on the greeting. Finally, the style, as I said, it should be more complex, okay, more complex sentence structure. So don't make it very, okay, not an informal sentence structure. It should be complex, not simple sentences. You should try to use relative clauses, subordinate clauses, okay, so write more complex things. Be careful with becoming too informal. Be careful with using informal vocabulary or slang. Do not use it. Avoid phrasal verbs. That's good for everybody, but these are informal pieces of writing. It's informal. A phrasal verb is informal. Avoid them where possible. Avoid contractions. Write the word fully. I would, I should. Okay, you will. And if it's a letter of complaint, which is very typical, be firm but not rude. Do not be rude because it will have a counterproductive effect. Okay, so be careful with all these things. Thank you very much.